What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we are going to be breaking down Kellen Mond's throwing mechanics, and we're going to be breaking down some of the film that he has, okay? So we're going to be talking about how you guys can throw off-platform, on the run, from the pocket, and how you guys can just be an overall improved pocket passer outside the pocket, and a more mobile quarterback, okay? But also, fellas, if you guys want to improve your arm strength in 10 days, you want a 10-day step-by-step drill program to improve your arm strength with all the mechanical aspects you need, workouts that you need, specifically in the gym and on the field, improve your arm strength, check out that very first link in the description to my website. 40-minute long video with all the things you need to do to improve your arm strength, drills, workouts, everything, all the above. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So this first throw here, this was like the throw of the year for Mond, and just really like in college football in general, in my opinion. I think this was a great ball. Really showcases his ability to throw on the run. I think a pro comparison with this throw is this a very Aaron Rodgers-esque throw, right? A lot of the things that he's able to do reminds me of that. Obviously not to that level yet, but this is something that you see him do all the time. So let's watch this full speed. So you see when he escapes out of the pocket here, he kind of does this hook replace step, does that little like pop step. That's the terminology that we call it, and is able to drop this thing right in the bucket, okay? So now, when we're coming out here, right, his eyes downfield, he's running. This is an off-platform throw. And by off-platform, that means that your feet are not all the way set and you have some momentum to the throw, right? So when you're running towards the sideline as a quarterback, it's so hard to flip your feet, get set, and then be able to throw and like stop yourself, right? So that's why he takes this kind of, you see how he goes here? They call this a hook replace. You hook with the left, then you replace where your left was with the right foot, and now you're in a position ready to throw because your feet are somewhat set. He's escaping out of the pocket, so he's got some momentum towards the sideline. So those two steps have to be violent, but when you strike the ground, you want to be light on your front foot. Now, the whole way you can stop yourself is you see this little double step that he takes right here, and this is all based on momentum. This is something that if you don't do this when you throw, this is something that can be repped, this little pop step, but as soon as there comes a point where it has to become natural because you're so focused on transferring weight. The reason why he takes that step is because he's so concerned with, I wouldn't say concerned with because he's not really thinking about this, but it's such a habit for him to actually rotate with his hips and rotate on this axis and transfer weight to his front foot that he has to take that pop step because he knows when you make this throw, the whole point of this is so you can stay square, right? Because when you got momentum towards the sideline, a lot of guys love to be super heavy when they strike the ground. Their foot gets anchored in the grass, and then what they'll do is they'll either swing their elbow out or they'll swing their shoulders, swing their hips towards the sideline, and then what happens to their release? Your body's split down a midline, so if your front shoulder goes out there, your arm goes out wide and you let your arm fly. And you see Aaron Rodgers do this kind of step all the time. You see guys like Josh Allen do it all the time, Patrick Mahomes, when they're getting out of the pocket, right? And so if those guys are doing something, you probably should think about adding that to your game to work on that weight transfer. Because the whole goal, if you're running out here and you do this hook replace and he gets that front foot super heavy into the ground, whole foot's in the ground, his heel's down, what's going to happen is because he's got so much momentum, his upper half isn't going to stop. So his front hip's going to lock out because his front foot locks out, and then he's going to swing that elbow, swing that shoulder, lean out of the throw, whatever, and then that affects that release point. The whole point of this pop step, that's the terminology that you use, is to allow your front hip to come through so you don't have to work with your shoulders. Because when you throw, Mond has a great release point, right? Really good release point right here. His front hand stays tight to his frame. His head stays level. That's that accurate position that we're trying to look for. Your upper half square, your hips are rotating through because you pop step, and you see how he's able to finish square. I know it gets kind of blurry right here, but he's able to finish square. He doesn't bail out towards the sideline. He doesn't have his back shoulder, his left shoulder pointed towards this field goal over here like so many people do when they escape out of the pocket with momentum. This is a very, very elite level throw, very high level throw, being able to stay like this. Again, you don't believe what I'm talking about, watch some throws with Aaron Rodgers. You watch that throw he threw this year. I forget against who it was. Maybe the Saints. I'm not 100% sure, but where he throws that deep ball to, I think, Lazard downfield, and that front foot just completely pops. You watch Josh Allen. Anytime he's got to pull up on the run, that front foot pops because it's all about weight transfer, all about letting your hips go through. There's something about having that front foot just come up in the air that allows your front hip to come through. It's all about weight transfer to let these hips rotate through the throw. Let's watch it again full speed. This is a very, very good throw. Really impressed with this throw. And you see how that nose of the ball turns over? That's from that great hip drive, okay? So now we're going to be looking at this throw here in the pocket, and we're going to be talking about how you guys can make this throw while you know you're going to get hit, while you know you're going to take a good shot and still be able to be accurate downfield, okay? So let's watch this full speed. So he's dropping back here. Again, getting a little bit of pressure. You got to stand in the pocket and deliver this shot and take a hit, right? This is a very good throw. Threads the needle around 3 defenders, right? So let's talk about this throw. Let's talk about the mechanics of this throw. So when you're working in the pocket, this shows a lot of discipline right here. Being able to have a strong base, being able to be relaxed with your upper half, and have that quick trigger with this throw. You see how he doesn't necessarily load up. He just gets the ball out of his hands. He goes straight from that ball carriage that he had while he's going through progressions to getting the ball out of his hands. This is something that so many young quarterbacks struggle with, is this position right here. They'll either be standing in the pocket and their feet will get super narrow, so they have to reset. Like they'll be standing and then they have to reset to that skateboard or surfboard, as I like to call it, right? So they're narrow and then they got to reset. Or what they do is they have the good base, but they have no weight on this back leg. They're not preloaded back here. So they'll hold this ball like maybe a little bit lower. They'll hold this ball down by their chest. Then they raise it up to their ear. Now, here's the thing. These windows get smaller and smaller and smaller every single year, right? Because all these players on defense get faster and faster and faster. And as you get older, like if you're in youth ball right now, that transition to high school, those windows get smaller. Transition from high school to college, those windows get smaller. College to a higher level, those windows get smaller because everybody's faster, especially from that high school to college jump, right? So that little wasted motion that you have is something that coaches look for. If you're getting recruited to play quarterback, they're going to be like, does he have any wasted motion in his throw? Does he like to load up? Does he bring the ball up high? Does he take too long to get the ball out of his hands? This is that quick release that everybody likes to talk about, okay? So now, again, starts from the base, starts from being relaxed. Now, you see when he separates here, he gets to that opposite equal position, right? He's getting that front foot down as that front shoulder's locked so his hip drive can rotate him through. And you see, same idea as the other side. You see how much his front hip is able to come through. He's able to transfer that weight to that front leg. It's still remaining square, like we were talking about. He's able to stay square while this guy's trying to take his head off as well. But that square position is how you guys stay accurate. He leans out of there. You can kind of see it already. It does have a little bit of a lean, but again, that little bit of a lean is not a huge deal. But like, let's say he really leaned out of there with his head and his shoulders. That release would be so effective because of that midline down the body. You guys want to almost pretend like you want to keep your spine completely straight and you just want to rotate down that axis from your hips and make sure that that stride's quick and you have a good base back there in the pocket. So this is a very, very good throw here from Mond, being able to stand while he's under pressure, while he's going to be taking a shot, right? For all quarterbacks who's got to sit in there and they know they're going to take a shot, they always ask me like, oh, when I'm getting some pressure, how do I stay calm back there? Your base and be relaxed. Relax with your upper half, relax your traps, relax your elbows, but let's have that strong base so I'm able to navigate back there and I'm able to drive and get this thing out of my hands. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. It's a great job by Mond working this thing right here. So good base in the pocket, way to be relaxed, way to have that quick trigger. That thing is out of his hands fast. When you look at an NFL quarterback, none of them have that load up. None of them are set, raise the ball up to their ear, then throw. They all have that ball right there, ready to go. You look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, it's just out of their hands right away, okay? So now we're going to be looking at this throw here on the run by Mond. We're just going to be talking about this right foot and how you guys can get better throwing on the run with that direction, okay? So let's watch this full speed. So you see how he steps here and he's able to, again, remain square to the throw. Now, to some, this might look like an easy throw. This is extremely hard when you're rolling right and you have to throw back across the field, but this guy's open. This is a throw that they expect you to be able to make at that next level, right? So you want to see here with this right foot, you see how he steps with his right foot and he almost turns his toe towards the target. Now, what that does, you might think, why does that even matter, right? And some people will say, oh, you shouldn't throw across your body like this, right? The game is changing, right? These throws are guys like Mahomes, Josh Allen, even Darnold, you see him make some throws like this, right? I know he's not in the best situation with team-wise, but you see a lot of these newer age quarterbacks, they're starting to make these types of throws because the game is changing and you have to make these types of throws. And especially if you're a smaller guy, maybe don't pass the eye test, right? These throws are what keep you on the field and what make you stand out because you have to be able to extend the play. And all this comes from solely defensive linemen get faster and faster every year, and we got to buy some more time for ourselves, okay? So now, this right leg that pointing that toe in that direction is what loads your hips and doesn't make this in a cross-body throw. If he points that right foot and he steps towards the sideline, his hips are going towards the sideline, then you throw across your body. But if you step with your right foot in the direction of the throw, that will load your hips. Now, when you load your hips there, you got to rotate your shoulders back. Just like that, we talked about getting that front foot down in the pocket. Your left foot goes down as your shoulders go back. They call that hip and shoulder dissociation. That's the medical term, I guess you could say. But the more regular, the common term that I like to use to keep it simple for you guys is your shoulders go back as your hips go forward. Hips go forward with that right leg step. Load your hips, shoulders go back. So when you kick your left leg through, there's that snap. There's that coil, right? There's that like they call that torque, right? There's that torque to the throw. And you see, again, shoulders stay level, hips stay level. He's staying square to the throw, right? He doesn't let that left leg kick across towards the sideline. He doesn't swing that elbow down, which makes his arm fly out. He's able to stay square, steps in the direction of throw with the right leg to load his hips, and you combine that with great shoulder rotation. That's that snap of the throw. That's that motion that you get. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. You see guys like, again, check out some film on Zach Wilson. He's another great example of this. Throws like this all the damn time across the field. That right leg, pay very close attention anytime you watch a quarterback on the run to his right leg. It seems like you watch Mahomes, he'll be rolling left and he'll point that right toe back across the field and he'll still be able to throw on the run. But it's about getting your hips loaded to the throw. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. So great job stepping at the target, rotating those shoulders back and putting this shot downfield. Great throw by Kellen Mond. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also, guys, if you want to improve your arm strength in 10 days specific step-by-step process to get a better arm, check out that very first link in the description to my website. Hopefully get you guys on that soon. I'll see you guys next time.